First thing that we want to do is determine the center of the steel. If you place the mark in the center of the stock, it will always be there, no matter what. You can't make it erase. So what I'd like to do is to put the mark right on the very edge. This will serve twofold. So we punch that down in there. One, it's on an edge. When the edge is cleaned up, that will compress and disappear. Two, this bubble now that has been produced can be seen wherever the shoe is, the material is turned. We're going to start the toe bend. We want the control of this bend. If we come out here and bend over the horn, we have a lot of distance between the tongs and the anvil. So any hit here, if it's not absolutely dead straight into that, will produce that material to go one way or the other. That causes a warpage, which means you have to straighten the warpage out. We want to keep that to a minimum. So we'll place the stock over the face, bend down, bring it up about 1/4 inch. Now you can still see where our center punch mark is there. We want to start back about 1 1/4 inches. That's about where the first nail hole is going to be. So slide that part forward. There, boom. And just drop your hammer into that position. That starts the bend. Keep working forward and lifting and overlapping your blows as you go. When the heat is concentrated in the toe to make this bend, the distance from the tong to the end of the heat is shorter than the distance to the other end of the heat. So irregardless of whether you hit at the end of the heat, here, you will still get a bend back here where it's closest to it. So a little more work has to be done on this end to compensate for that. You can continue to do this on this side, or you can possibly switch it around to the opposite side and work that, or it can be taken over the horn and hit to compensate for it. Irregardless, you want to produce an even, symmetrical bend, but the other thing to look at is that we made that bend and we have little or no warpage whatsoever in the stock. Make sure that the bend is correct. This is very, very important in making the shoe. The more correct that you can make that toe bend, the less work you'll have throughout the rest of the plate. This establishes everything from here on in. So now we've evened up our bend. We have a nice symmetrical toe bend, even distance off of there. We're pretty much laid out. Now we can place a ruler across there. It's lined up with this edge of the anvil, this inside edge of the shoe, and we can just mark a line across there. Just like that. With this edge of the 4-punch, put that right on that line, set up, set to pitch, mark. Same thing on the opposite side. Reverse, center of the material, mark. So we'll set it back up again. And we can look at it totally laid out. This is the first heat. All of this work was accomplished in that heat.